Kelly, how would you like to play 3-Question Thursday?
Well, let's give it a shot.
Okay, Kelly, you never know because I don't know either. Okay. But the other day, you brought up something just kind of as an aside, and I put it in the slideshow. I didn't ask you about it yet, but you like the 4 agreements, and I'm familiar with the book, but can you talk about that a little bit?
I would be happy to. Yeah, I really don't remember. It's been years and years ago when I first came across it. I don't even know who recommended it. I can't imagine just picking it up on my own. However, I do think that it is just so helpful. And I love that you put it on there, even for this journey, because the agreements are, and I'm not going to probably have them in order, but one of them is don't take it personally. And part of that in the book, you might know, is don't take it personally, the good or the bad, right? We're not looking for validation from outside as much as, how did you do? If you are doing things for the right reason. And I think that's helpful just to have that a little bit of boundary there with what people are thinking. The last one is always do your best. And what I love about what he says about that is your best might be different every day. And to me, that's really relatable to this because, the best I can do today might not be the fanciest meal, but it's weighed out. Or maybe you did have something that disrupted your day and you didn't get 6 ounces of vegetables, but you did the best you could today, right? Your best, your always do your best is going to change, but you're going to strive to always do your best. Be impeccable with your word. I just really like that one, really impacted me with my kids and growing up. And your word is very powerful, and what you say to people and how you say it is important, right? And I love, we even talked about, I think it's important for each person not to embrace a label for themselves inappropriately, right? It's a part of being impeccable with our language and how we talk. Okay, I got 3 of them. You have it up there?
I think that's really good. So there is a book, The 4 Agreements, and in our conversation, you mentioned it, and I thought, I'm just going to put that in there. So one thing that you said about it, one of your habit stacks is, without a doubt, you do your food journal every night. But you kind of slipped in there that you're doing the 5-year journal too.
I do. Okay. Love it.
What have you found now that you have 2 years into this?
Yeah.
What are you seeing? What has surprised you as you've gone through and you're seeing from the year before?
My 5-year journal. Love the 5-year journal because it is just a short little snip, right? It's not an overwhelming. I was never good at journaling. I always wanted to try. It is interesting how, as I get to see the years before, I got to see, when I made goal, right, that I've written in my journal that I was. And so then the next year, when I got to that same date on July 13th, right, you get to go, hey. But there's definitely times when I get to a day that maybe I, talking about non-scale victories, bought something in a new right, that I've gone and had been able to do that. And then, those are probably the big ones, but I do enjoy, I had grandkids, blessed with grandkids in 2021 and 22. So each year that comes up is fun to see, what my thoughts were, like what was happening, what we did, related to their birthday. And of course, my birthday, I was able to see we're celebrating differently. And so, yeah, I love the 5-year journal layout. It was very fun.
That's very cool. And you started on January 13th. So if you started the 1st, you had a few days of anticipation on that first time that you posted. And that's going to be my 3rd question. When you go back and think about the Kelly of that day that you got started, what would you say to her now?
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I guess enjoy the journey. You can do it. Quite honestly, there's a part of me, as we talk about parts, that is wondering if I would say to her, you're not going to believe it. You're really going to weigh less than 150 pounds, because I'd never broken that before, ever, ever. And even I was the person getting the doctor's excuse, if you will, so that Weight Watchers would let you go on maintenance above the range, because I'm like, but I'm healthy. So I think a part of me would be like, you're never going to believe this. This is amazing.
And I got to mention too, that you said on one of the programs that when you would hit, like you'd lose the weight, you would get to add as maintenance animal crackers, right?
Yeah, basically that was their version of a grain. That was one of the carb choices. And it was something ridiculous, Noreen, like 6 or 9 animal crackers. Okay, all of us here, who eats 6 or 9? Okay, nobody eats 6 or 9 animal crackers.
Right.
Now I know. And when I read the book, I'm like, nobody told me. Like, of course, introducing the sugar created, and I never maintained a weight loss ever. I went straight down and straight back up every time. Every time.
Deb says for 15 minutes you stayed there.
Yeah. Oh, I loved when Deb said that. Yes, I totally related when I heard Deb say the 15 minutes she stayed at goal. That was 100% me. Amen, Deb.
It's so true for many of us. I know that for me. I never made it to goal. I'm not there yet, but I will. I'm still plugging away, and all of this helps me too. So I just thank you, Kelly, so much for being authentic and just sharing your journey, and all the good information too, tips and tricks, about like putting it out there, like introducing yourself and saying, hey, this is how I live, And I think in the long run, it helps people respect you and respect what you're doing. So it's really great. So thanks for everything. And thank you for playing 3-Question Thursday.
Thanks, Noreen.
So good night, everybody. Stay bright.
Good night.